This president is an autocrat. He is not a small d Democrat. He doesn't believe in liberal democracy. Conservatism has become synonymous with obedience to the leader, a leader who says, I am the law. I am above the law. I will define what truth is. Truth is what the leader says it is, not what we would have recognized months ago as objective truth. And so the Republican Party has become a threat to liberal democracy.
I pledge
to be a servant to our president
and all mankind,
because together we can, together we are, and together we will be the change that we seek.
I pledge to turn the lights off, because I used to leave the lights on, but we want to conserve energy, so I'm going to turn the lights off, you turn the lights off.
I pledge to sell my obnoxious car and buy a hybrid.
I pledge
to always represent my country with pride, dignity, and honesty.
He seems really torn between.
I pledge to be of service to Barack Obama.
For the environment, I pledge to flush only after a deuce, never a single.
We're gonna spread happiness. We're gonna spread freedom. Obama's gonna change it. Obama's gonna lead 'em.
And about how dangerous a president is unprepared, as authoritarian, as ignorant as he, the damage that he would be able to cause. And so this is as un-American a policy as we have ever seen. This was a fulfillment of bin Laden's strategy, which was to precipitate a global conflict, a war of civilizations between the West and between Islam. We don't want to be at war with 1 billion Muslims all over the world in a 21st century crusade. And the moral shame that comes from internment camps, and that's precisely what they are for toddlers and children who are stripped away, some of those children stripped away from breastfeeding mothers. It is a shame that will linger, a stench that will linger around this vile administration, and in my view, for a century. We have never had a president of the United States do what this president is doing. He is stoking a cold civil war in this country, and it has turned hot on the periphery. What Trump is doing is stoking and inciting for the purposes of political power.
Impeach 45!
The worst amongst us.
When they go low, we kick them.
To take action in his name.
I want you to argue with them and get in their face.
And we have a situation where, for the grace of God, the largest mass assassination attempt in American history was avoided.
Do we know where he's at? Do we know where he's at? I assume people have been calling 911 already. Is that guy okay out there? The guy been shot. Is he okay? Is anybody talking to him?
That targeted amongst them 2 former presidents of the United States. Every one of those people was a target of Donald Trump's.
Impeach 45!
When they go low, we kick.
I want you to argue with them and get in their face.
And this man, a fanatic, was radicalized by Fox News, by talk radio, by a right-wing propaganda machine that is as sophisticated as it has turned deadly. It is the incitement. Imagine, after a bomb was sent to CNN, the President of the United States goes and says, the press, the free press, is the enemies of the people. And then he says, the anger in the country is caused by the press who reports critically of him. What he is saying to the next sick person on the end of the transmission is, if you take an action, it's because they deserve it. What we are seeing, just as we saw young, displaced, evil, or sick, or just plain losers be radicalized by ISIS, we are seeing the same thing in the United States right now, being radicalized by this right-wing propaganda industry. And that's exactly what it is. This whole caravan in the last week of the election is a giant lie. This is Trump's Reichstag fire.
Yeah.
It is a lie. And that the United States military, the most powerful armed force in the world, would be deployed at a brigade size unit level to the southern border to stop this caravan, which is 1,000 miles away and made up of women and children. The insinuations that it's filled with terrorists and Middle Easterners. Kellyanne Conway despicably today goes on national television and she said, well, this shooter's motives were because there's an anti-religious sentiment. No, ma'am. The propaganda industry that she commands, with the vile president that she serves, abetted by Mark Levin and Rush Limbaugh and Breitbart and Newsbusters and Judicial Watch and all the rest of them, have blood on their hands for the incitements that they have made that have triggered and radicalized these crazy people. It is deliberate in intent. And the question this week isn't who's going to keep control of Congress or get control of Congress. It's will there be more blood in this country this week heading to an election? And